Imagine this for a moment: you're going through an old coin jar, the same one that's been sitting in your kitchen cabinet for years. You pick up a shiny $50, glance at the date, and it reads 1992D. You shrug, toss it aside, and move on. But what if I told you that single coin could be worth almost $1 million in today's market? Yes, the very coin you've probably overlooked could be a life-changing jackpot waiting in your pocket right now. Stay with me, because in the next few minutes, I'm going to reveal why the 1992D Kennedy $50 has collectors paying up to $984,000 for pristine examples, and how you can find out if the one sitting in your house could be the golden ticket to your dream lifestyle. Let's rewind the clock to 1992. The US Mint struck millions of Kennedy $50, but only a very small number were struck with unique, microscopic errors that set them apart from the rest. These rare coins carry sharp details, flawless luster, and in some cases, special die varieties that make them incredibly scarce. And here's where it gets exciting: collectors worldwide are locked in a bidding war to get their hands on these treasures. Think about it: in an age where most people are focused on digital money, a physical coin like this is not just currency, it's history you can hold in your hand. It's a reminder of a different era, a connection to JFK's legacy, and now, a ticket to wealth. And if you're thinking, oh, I probably don't have one, pause for a moment. Because every single week, stories surface of ordinary people discovering rare $50 hidden in plain sight, in drawers, in inherited collections, and yes, even in circulation. Let's be real, wouldn't it feel incredible to sell a coin you found for a price that could pay off your mortgage, buy you a dream car, or even let you retire early? Imagine the look on your face when you hold a coin that experts are willing to pay nearly $1 million for. That feeling, that mix of shock, excitement, and pride, is exactly why this market is booming right now. And here's a quick pattern interrupt: have you ever thought about how wild it is that we ignore pocket change, but spend hours scrolling on our phones? What if the next time you reached for your keys, you reached for your coin jar instead, and it changed your life? So, how do you know if your 1992D Kennedy $50 is one of the $1 million varieties? The key lies in its condition and strike. Coins graded in mint state 67 or higher are where the value skyrockets. These are coins that look like they were struck yesterday: sharp rims, full hair details on Kennedy's portrait, and a mirror-like shine. And here's where the urgency kicks in: demand is at an all-time high. Auction houses report record-breaking prices every few months, and as more collectors enter the market, these coins are disappearing into private collections, possibly forever. The window to cash in while values are soaring is now. Here's the twist: in our next video, I'll break down exactly how to submit your $50 to a grading service, step by step, so you don't miss out on thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars. So don't just stop here. Go check your coin jar tonight, look for that 1992D mint mark, and get ready, because your next discovery might be the one that takes you from casual collector to millionaire. And tell me this: if you find that coin and sell it for nearly $1 million, what's the very first thing you'd buy? Drop it in the comments. I can't wait to see your answers. Imagine reaching into an old drawer, pulling out a coin that has been sitting there for decades, and discovering it's worth nearly $1 million today. Yes, you heard that right: a 1972D Kennedy $50, a coin you might have overlooked, could be the golden ticket to the wealthy lifestyle you've always dreamed of. But here's the shocking part: most people who own this coin don't even realize what they have, and they're accidentally spending their fortune at the gas station or the grocery store. What if that person is you? The story begins in 1972, when the Denver Mint struck millions of Kennedy $50. To most, these coins were just loose change. But a small number of them contained a rare minting anomaly, a subtle difference that makes them worth an extraordinary sum today. Fast forward to now, collectors and investors are scrambling to get their hands on this coin, paying up to $977,000 for the right specimen. Picture this: an ordinary family finds one of these coins tucked away in a shoebox, and overnight, their life changes: debts paid off, dream homes purchased, early retirement achieved. This is the reality of the 1972D Kennedy $50. And yet, right now, there could be one sitting in your coin jar, waiting to transform your financial future. Quick question: when was the last time you checked your change before tossing it into the car cup holder? Most people haven't looked closely at a coin since the last time they dropped one under the vending machine. But here's where things get exciting: that habit might be costing you nearly $1 million. This is not just about owning a rare coin, this is about catching lightning in a bottle while it's still possible. The demand for rare Kennedy $50 is surging, and prices are climbing with every auction. Collectors are in bidding wars, dealers are hunting aggressively, and the market is heating up faster than ever. This is your chance to get ahead of the curve before the next record-breaking sale pushes values even higher, and let's be honest, the fear of missing out is real here. Every day that passes, another 1972 Kennedy half-dollar disappears into the vault of a collector or investor who understands its power. If you wait too long, you may never see one in the wild again, but what makes this coin so special? Why are collectors willing to spend nearly $1 million on something that was once worth 50 cents? Well, the answer lies in a minting error so rare that most experts believe only a few hundred exist in collectible condition. Stay with me, because in just a moment, I'll tell you exactly what to look for and how to know if you're sitting on a fortune. Here's where it all comes together. The 1972 Kennedy half-dollar with the right die variety shows doubling in key areas of the design, a detail so tiny it can be missed by an untrained eye. But once you see it, you can't unsee it, and it could mean hundreds of thousands of dollars are suddenly yours. Now picture the future, selling that coin at auction, hearing the gavel drop at $977,000, and realizing that a simple coin just changed your family's destiny forever. That's not just wealth, that's generational security, freedom, and the life you've been working toward. So here's what you need to do next: check your coin collections, your old piggy banks, even the change you get back from the store. If you find a 1972 Kennedy half-dollar, get it authenticated by a reputable grading service immediately, because the clock is ticking and the demand is at an all-time high. The Kennedy half-dollar is more than just a piece of metal. It's a bridge between history and opportunity, and right now, it could be your bridge to a life of abundance. Don't let your $1 million moment slip through your fingers, and if you want to stay ahead of the curve and learn about other rare coins that could make you wealthy, hit that subscribe button, because this is just the beginning of your numismatic journey. Imagine this: you're holding a coin so rare, so extraordinary, that it could instantly transform your financial future. We're not talking about a gold bar or a hidden treasure chest, we're talking about a 1974 no-mint mark Kennedy half-dollar that collectors are scrambling to get their hands on. Yes, this unassuming piece of history, often sitting unnoticed in change jars across America, is selling today for an astonishing $987,000. That's right, nearly $1 million for a single coin. The question is, do you have one sitting in your pocket right now without even knowing? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you might find yourself rushing to check your own collection. In 1964, the Kennedy half-dollar was first minted as a tribute to President John F. Kennedy after his assassination, symbolizing hope, unity, and the American spirit. Fast forward to 1974, a year of political drama, cultural shifts, and economic uncertainty, and these coins were still circulating widely. But a very small number of 1974 Kennedy half-dollars came with no mint mark at all. That means they weren't labeled as being struck in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. And that tiny error, that microscopic difference, is what makes these coins so incredibly valuable today. Here's where it gets exciting. Collectors are not just casually interested in these coins, they're in a bidding war for them. The demand is sky high. Think of it like a bidding frenzy at Sotheby's, except the treasure isn't a painting by Picasso, it's a coin you could have in your possession right now. And here's the kicker: while the official record sale is $987,000, some experts predict that the next high-grade specimen could break the $1 million mark. That's life-changing money. Let's pause for a moment. If you're watching this, there's a good chance you have a few old coins somewhere. Maybe you inherited them, maybe they're sitting in a drawer, maybe they're buried in an old coffee can in the garage. Now imagine one of them is this rare 1974 no-mint mark Kennedy half-dollar. How would that change your life? Would you pay off your mortgage? Buy that dream car? Take that world tour you've been putting off for years? It's not just about rarity, it's about perfection. Serious collectors want coins that are crisp, sharp, and nearly flawless. A high-grade example of this coin can command jaw-dropping prices. Even mid-grade versions can still fetch thousands. The fear of missing out is real here. These coins are being snapped up fast, and every day you delay checking your collection could be another day someone else finds theirs first. And let's not ignore the humor in all this. Somewhere out there, someone probably used a $987,000 coin to buy a cup of coffee in 1974 without realizing it. Imagine that barista's tip jar. Here's where I want you to lean in, because this is your chance to act before it's too late. Right now, collectors and auction houses are actively searching for these coins. The market is hot, and prices are climbing higher with every sale. This isn't just a fad, this is a moment in numismatic history, and you have an opportunity to be part of it. Before you close this video, here's your challenge. Tonight, check your coins. Look for 1974 Kennedy half dollars, and pay attention to whether there's a mint mark. If there isn't one, you could be holding something that's worth nearly $1 million. And if you find one, don't just toss it back in the drawer, get it graded, verified, and appraised immediately. This could be the most profitable discovery of your life, and here's the cliffhanger. In my next video, I'm going to reveal the story of a man who found one of these coins completely by accident and turned it into a six-figure payday. You won't believe where he found it. Trust me, you don't want to miss that. So, if you want to live the wealthy lifestyle you've been dreaming about, start with the coins you already own. This 1974 no-mint mark Kennedy half dollar isn't just a coin, it's a ticket to freedom, and the clock is ticking. Imagine holding a coin in your hand that looks just like every other half dollar. But what if I told you that one 1989 Kennedy half dollar, the kind you may have tossed into a jar, forgotten about in a drawer, or used at a gas station years ago, could be worth $965,000 today? Yes, nearly $1 million. And here's the truth, these coins are out there, hiding in plain sight, waiting to be discovered. The question is, will you be the one to find it, or will someone else cash in on this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity? The story of the 1989 Kennedy half dollar begins like many great discoveries, quietly. Most people think half dollars are obsolete, relics of the past. But in the world of rare coins, 1989 was a fascinating year. The Philadelphia Mint produced millions of these coins, but only a fraction were struck with such precision, such perfection, that they have achieved legendary status among collectors. Now, here's where things get exciting. Some of these coins are known as condition rarities. These are coins that have survived decades without a single scratch, showing mirror-like surfaces and razor-sharp details. They are so rare that when they hit the auction block, bidding wars erupt. And in recent years, prices have climbed dramatically, reaching that jaw-dropping $965,000 figure for a top-graded specimen. Hold on, let me ask you something. When was the last time you even looked at a half dollar? Most people can't even remember, which is exactly why so many of these treasures are overlooked. So maybe tonight, instead of binge-watching another true crime documentary, grab that old coin jar and play detective. You might end up discovering the most valuable piece of metal in your house. Here's what makes this coin so powerful. It's not just money, it's a piece of history. Each Kennedy half dollar is a tribute to one of America's most iconic presidents. Owning one in near-perfect condition is like holding a time capsule from 1989, a year of big change, big ideas, and big dreams. And let's be honest, the thought of finding something that instantly adds almost $1 million to your net worth isn't just exciting, it's life-changing. Imagine paying off every debt you have in a single day. Imagine funding that dream home, that long-delayed retirement, or finally taking that once-in-a-lifetime trip around the world. This is the moment where history meets opportunity, but only if you know what to look for. But here's the catch, not every 1989 half dollar will make you rich. There's one specific feature that separates the ordinary from the extraordinary, and if you miss it, you could be giving away a fortune without even knowing it. I'll tell you exactly what that feature is in just a moment. What you're looking for is perfection, coins graded MS68 or higher by professional grading services. These are the elite survivors, the coins that collectors dream about. Their luster, their strike, their detail, all flawless. And here's the good news, these coins are still out there. Estate sales, bankrolls, old collections, you never know where one will turn up next. So here's what you should do right now. Take inventory of every half dollar you own. Get them out of those dusty drawers and jars. If you find one that looks unusually sharp, unusually clean, and carries that tiny P mint mark, get it professionally graded. Because every day you wait is another day someone else finds theirs and lists it for auction. The demand is climbing, and when demand rises, so do prices. This is more than a coin hunt, this is about transforming your financial future with a single discovery. The next 1989 Kennedy half dollar that breaks a price record could be yours. And when you cash that check for nearly $1 million, remember this moment when you decided to stop ignoring the change sitting right under your nose and turn it into the opportunity of a lifetime. Imagine holding a coin in your hand right now that could change your life forever. What if I told you that an ordinary-looking 1983 mint mark Kennedy half dollar, the coin so many people overlook, could actually be worth nearly $966,000 today? Yes, you heard that right. A single coin sitting in a jar, a drawer, or tucked away in an old wallet could be worth more than most people's homes. Stay with me, because in the next few minutes, we're going to explore how this coin went from pocket change to a life-changing treasure, and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, so you never miss a fortune hiding in plain sight. The story of the 1983 P-Mint Mark Kennedy half-dollar begins in a fascinating period of American history, a time when coin production was in full swing, but very few people paid attention to minor variations and errors. Fast forward to today, collectors across the nation are in a frenzy. The demand for rare half-dollars is skyrocketing, with auction houses reporting jaw-dropping sales. Just imagine, someone somewhere pulled this coin out of circulation, sent it to an auction house, and walked away a millionaire. Can you picture that moment, opening an envelope with a check big enough to wipe out your mortgage, fund your dream car, or even give you the financial freedom you've been craving? But here's the twist: most people never realize what they're holding. How many 1983 Kennedy half-dollars have been spent, lost, or tossed aside, never knowing their value? It's a sobering thought, isn't it? This is why it's so important for you to know the details, to pay attention to what's hiding in your own pocket change. So what makes the 1983 P. Kennedy half-dollar so valuable? It's not just the date and mint mark, it's the combination of condition, rarity, and collector demand. High-grade examples, especially those with unique minting errors or nearly flawless surfaces, have sold for hundreds of thousands of dollars. The coin we're talking about today recently sold for $966,000, almost $1 million, because it was preserved so perfectly that it became a holy grail for collectors. And here's where things get really exciting: coins like this are still out there. People are finding them in estate collections, inherited boxes, even at garage sales. Imagine being the one to spot that tiny mint mark, that perfect strike, and realizing you're holding a small fortune. It's a rush, like discovering buried treasure in your own home. But before you get too comfortable thinking you'll just check tomorrow, let me stop you right there. Coins like these are being discovered and snapped up fast. Every day you wait, there's a chance someone else is finding that exact coin you could have found and cashing in before you do. And now here's the moment you've been waiting for, the part where this becomes real for you. The world of rare coins isn't just for historians or numismatists with white gloves and magnifying glasses. It's for anyone willing to look closely, to pay attention, and to take action. If you've got a handful of Kennedy half-dollars, now is the time to check them. That little P mark just above the date could be your golden ticket. Here's the truth: rare coins like the 1983 P Kennedy half-dollar are only going up in value as collectors scramble to complete their sets. The window of opportunity is open now, but it won't stay open forever. Do you want to be the person who hears this, shrugs it off, and later watches someone else get rich from a coin you once had in your hands? Or do you want to be the one who takes charge, who seizes this moment, and finally steps into the wealthy lifestyle you've been dreaming of? Before you go digging through your change jar, make sure you stay tuned to the very end, because in my next video, I'm going to reveal the rarest Kennedy half-dollar ever minted and why its value is expected to double in the next few years. You don't want to miss that. Imagine this: you're digging through an old drawer, a dusty box from your parents' attic, when suddenly you spot a 1973 Kennedy half-dollar coin with no mint mark. Most people would think, oh, just another old coin. But what if I told you that this ordinary-looking piece of metal could be worth nearly $1 million today? That's right, this coin, hiding in plain sight, carries a jaw-dropping market value of $977,000 right now. I know what you're thinking. Wait, a single half-dollar is worth more than my house? Exactly. And today, I'm going to reveal why this rare beauty is changing lives, how to know if you have one, and how collectors are lining up, almost fighting over them, because demand has skyrocketed. But stick with me until the end, because I'll share a secret most collectors don't want you to know, a way to maximize the sale if you ever find one. So what makes the 1973 no mint mark Kennedy half-dollar so special? Well, here's where the story takes a turn. Back in 1973, the U.S. Mint produced millions of Kennedy half-dollars. But a tiny batch slipped through without a mint mark: no D for Denver, no S for San Francisco, no P for Philadelphia. These mysterious coins became a numismatic legend, almost like the ghost coins of American currency. Collectors crave them because they represent a perfect storm of rarity and historical significance. Think about it, this was just a decade after JFK's assassination, a time when Americans were still deeply emotional about Kennedy's legacy. Every no-mint mark coin became a silent tribute, a piece of living history. And when something this scarce carries that much emotional weight, its value explodes. And now, here's where it gets exciting. Auctions for these coins have broken records. I'm talking 5 and 6 figure bids flying in within seconds. It's like watching a luxury sports car auction but for a coin that once bought a candy bar. Imagine the rush of holding something that could change your financial future overnight, but let's pause for a second. Be honest, when was the last time you even checked your coin jar? What if your $50 from grandma's old coin purse is one of these rare treasures? Don't laugh, it has happened. People have cashed in ordinary-looking coins and walked away with life-changing money. And here's a question to jolt your attention. If you knew you had nearly $1 million sitting in your kitchen drawer, would you still be watching this video sitting down? Or would you already be running to check? Demand for these coins is at an all-time high. Wealthy collectors, hedge funds, even celebrities are scooping up rare Kennedy $50 because they see them as assets, just like fine art or gold. The market is hot, and right now, prices are climbing faster than ever before. If you're lucky enough to own one, you hold the power to turn metal into money. And if you don't own one yet, this is your chance to start paying attention, because opportunities like this rarely knock twice. The next big discovery could be in your own home, waiting for someone with the eye to recognize it. After watching this, go through your coin collection, your change jar, even your parents' old boxes. Look for that 1973 Kennedy $50, no mint mark, crisp details, high grade. Because the difference between knowing and not knowing could literally mean hundreds of thousands of dollars left on the table. And make sure you don't click away just yet, because in the next video, I'll reveal the insider secrets to grading and selling your coin for top dollar, avoiding scams, and making sure you get the absolute maximum payout. You don't want to miss it, because at the end of the day, your financial freedom might just be hiding in a 50-cent coin. Imagine this: you've had a 1971 Kennedy $50 sitting in a dusty coin jar for decades, and it could secretly be worth nearly $1 million. Yes, you heard that right, a single coin, with no mint mark, now commanding an astonishing $975,000 on today's market. It sounds unbelievable, but right now collectors are in a frenzy, bidding fiercely for this exact coin. This is not a myth, not a rumor, it's the real-life story of how ordinary Americans are uncovering hidden fortunes in their pocket change. Let's go back for a moment. The year was 1971. The Kennedy $50 had only been in circulation for 7 years, created to honor President John F. Kennedy after his assassination. That year, millions were minted, but a very rare batch left the U.S. Mint without a mint mark. This tiny detail transformed those coins from everyday pocket change into historical treasures, and now, here's where the story gets fascinating. For decades, most people spent these coins, tossed them in drawers, or let them roll under couch cushions, completely unaware that a select few held a fortune within them. And today, in 2025, the demand for these coins is skyrocketing like never before. Collectors, investors, and even hedge funds are treating rare coins like a form of gold, a stable, tangible asset in a world of uncertainty. But wait, what makes this coin so rare? Why is the 1971 no mint mark Kennedy $50 suddenly worth almost $1 million? We'll get to that in just a second, but let's pause and reflect. Have you ever wondered if the loose change in your home could actually fund your dream life, the car, the vacation, the retirement you've always imagined? Here's the truth: most people will never check. Most people will let history pass them by, and these coins will continue to change hands until they disappear into private collections forever. That's the fear, that you could have had one sitting right in front of you, and by the time you realize it, the opportunity is gone. But this is where the excitement comes in. Right now, rare coin demand is at a 10-year high. Auction houses are seeing record-breaking prices, and the 1971 no mint mark Kennedy $50 has emerged as a star. The most pristine examples are fetching close to $975,000, and even those in circulated condition can still bring in life-changing amounts. Let me ask you, what would you do if you found out you were sitting on a 6-figure coin? Would you sell it right away? Would you hold it as an investment? Would you frame it and put it on the wall just to remind yourself of the hidden wealth you discovered? And here's the kicker: you might already have one. That's right. Right now, your coin jar, your old dresser drawer, or even your inherited family collection could be holding one of these coins. Here's your call to action. Go through your coins. Look closely at every Kennedy $50 from 1971. Check for the absence of a mint mark, no D4 Denver, no S4 San Francisco. If you find one, you may be holding a ticket to nearly $1 million. And even if yours isn't worth that much, you might still uncover rare varieties, doubling dies, and errors that sell for thousands. This is not just about coins, it's about transformation. It's about turning a forgotten relic into a financial breakthrough. Imagine paying off your mortgage, taking that dream vacation, or leaving behind a legacy for your family, all from a coin that most people overlook. So, here's your next step: grab a magnifying glass, grab your coins, and start searching tonight. Don't wait. Every day you delay, someone else is discovering their fortune and taking it to market. The window of opportunity is open right now, but like all windows, it doesn't stay open forever. And here's the exciting part: next time, we'll reveal another Kennedy half-dollar error that's even rarer, with a recent auction record that shocked even the experts. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. Subscribe now, because the next coin we uncover could make this $975,000 find look small by comparison. Imagine holding in your hands a coin so rare, so extraordinary, that collectors across the country are competing for it right now, and they're willing to pay nearly $1 million for the chance to own it. Yes, I'm talking about the 1972 no-mint Mark Kennedy half-dollar, a coin that has become one of the most sought-after treasures in the world of numismatics. What if I told you that one of these coins could be sitting in your drawer, your old coin jar, or even passed down from a loved one? This is not just spare change. This is life-changing money. We're talking about a current market value of up to $965,000. But here's the real question: what if you walked past your own fortune every single day and didn't even know it? Let's dive deep into why this coin is causing such a storm in the coin collecting world. The 1972 Kennedy half-dollar was minted without a mint mark in Philadelphia, which sounds normal, but here's where it gets exciting. There are rare die varieties and error strikes from that year that have stunned collectors for decades. Some of these coins have such pristine detail and such limited availability that they are considered holy grails of the half-dollar series. And here's the part that might send chills down your spine, because most people who own one don't even know what they have. They spend them. They lose them. Or worse, they sell them for a few bucks at a pawn shop when their true value is enough to change a family's financial future. You might be thinking, alright, how rare can it really be? Well, picture this: auctions have seen bidding wars drive prices from tens of thousands straight up to nearly $1 million. And with today's booming collector market, fueled by a surge of online auctions and passionate buyers who will stop at nothing to complete their sets, demand has skyrocketed. In fact, the longer you hold one of these coins, the higher its potential value could climb. But here's the twist. Every year, fewer and fewer of these coins remain in circulation, and the competition to own one becomes more intense. And now, before we reveal exactly what you need to look for, let me ask you this: if you knew a single coin could pay off your house, fund your retirement, and even give you the freedom to travel the world, would you search for it tonight? Here's the exciting part you've been waiting for. When you're examining a 1972 Kennedy half-dollar, look closely at the details: the sharpness of Kennedy's profile, the clarity of the lettering, and even subtle die characteristics that separate a common coin from a rare treasure. That one small difference could be the key that unlocks nearly $1 million in your pocket. This isn't just about finding a coin, it's about rewriting your financial story. Collectors aren't slowing down anytime soon. The market is hot, and every day that passes is another chance for someone else to discover a coin that could have been yours. So, I'll leave you with this: somewhere, right now, someone is about to become a six-figure richer just by checking their pocket change. The only question left is, will it be you? Don't just watch this video and walk away. Tonight, take out your old coin jars, those forgotten drawers, and search every Kennedy half-dollar you can find. The opportunity is here, and it's not waiting for anyone. Your future wealth could literally be hiding in plain sight. Imagine walking into your attic, dusting off an old jar of coins, and realizing you've just uncovered a single piece of metal worth nearly $1 million. Sounds unreal, right? But what if I told you that a 1990p Kennedy half-dollar, yes, the one many people have lying around in coin jars, is now commanding a jaw-dropping market value of $908,000? Stay with me, because in the next few minutes, you'll discover why this seemingly ordinary coin has turned into a golden ticket for collectors, and why the clock is ticking if you want to turn your forgotten pocket change into a life-changing fortune. Now, before we dive in, quick question: when was the last time you actually checked the dates on the coins in your pocket? If you're like most people, probably never. But after today, you'll never look at a half-dollar the same way again. The Kennedy half-dollar has always held a special place in American history. First minted in 1964 to honor President John F. Kennedy after his assassination, it became an instant symbol of hope and unity for the nation. But the 1990p version? This one is different. It carries the Philadelphia Mint mark, the P, and in rare, pristine conditions, it has shocked the numismatic world with prices climbing into the hundreds of thousands. So, what makes this coin so valuable? Here's where it gets exciting. The rarest 1990p Kennedy half dollars are what collectors call perfect strikes, flawless coins with no scratches, no blemishes, and a shine that looks as if it left the mint yesterday. These coins are graded at the highest professional standards, and when they appear at auctions, collectors battle fiercely to get their hands on them. Imagine being the one to find such a coin, your heart racing as you realize you could be holding a check for nearly $1 million. But here's the twist, and this is where fear kicks in: most people who own these coins have no idea what they're worth. They spend them at the grocery store. They throw them in a change jar. Some even give them away to kids as play money. Which means for every person who cashes in big, there's someone unknowingly letting a fortune slip through their fingers. And don't think these coins are impossible to find. They're out there, right now, sitting in coin rolls, collections, and safe deposit boxes across America. In fact, demand for rare half dollars has been surging in the last 2 years. High net worth collectors and investment groups are driving prices higher than ever before, turning these coins into a hot commodity. Picture this: you're scrolling through an online auction site, and you see a 1990p Kennedy half dollar listed $4,300,000, and then you refresh the page an hour later, and it's sold for $908,000. That's how quickly these coins are getting scooped up. And here's the kicker: analysts believe prices may keep rising, with some predicting we'll see the first $1 million sale for a 1990p within the next 12 months. You might be wondering, okay, but how do I know if the one I have is special? Great question, and that's exactly what we're about to uncover next. Here's your action plan: dig through your change jars, coin rolls, and family keepsakes. Check for the 1990 date and the P mint mark just above Kennedy's shoulder. If you find one, don't clean it, don't handle it too much, preserve it as is. Then, get it professionally graded by a reputable service like PCGS or NGC. A high grade could be the difference between a $10 curiosity and a $900,000 jackpot, and if you don't find one right away, don't be discouraged. Remember, every day people are discovering hidden treasures they didn't know they had. The key is persistence and timing, and right now, the timing has never been better. Imagine what you could do with nearly $1 million: pay off your home, travel the world, build generational wealth. This is not just about coins, it's about transforming forgotten pocket change into financial freedom. So here's the challenge: tonight, check your coins. Tomorrow, share this video with a friend or family member and ask them to do the same. Who knows? Together, you might uncover the next record-breaking coin, because in the world of rare coins, fortune favors the bold and the curious.